Hello viewers, my name is Bailey. Welcome to Coastal Crafts.
Hello and welcome to Coastal Crafts. I'm back with more hauls, I'm afraid. I've been buying more things, but these are from eBay. These are Spellbinder Sapphire Plus dies, so basically the steel rule dies by Spellbinders, and I have had a couple of these before. So I got them for 99p each plus postage as well. And I do love steel rule dies, so you can cut them from fabric, you can cut them from paper, you can cut them from chipboard, all of those different things. So this one is the sweet and succulent, so I presume it's to make a succulent. I've had just flour in general making in mind rather than actually making succulents, but you could do either. And this one, as you can see here, is a mitten, they're calling it. So cute. I love the word mitten. I used to have a cat who was called Mitten, and then my mum changed it to Monty. She didn't like the name Mitten, but there we go. So yeah, so I'll show you how they have come out. So this one is making up the mitten out of felt, and I've done two and I've sewn them together. So I've got the whole Christmas thing in mind now. I've noticed a few crafters have been buying Christmas items, so it must be that time of the year we get our Christmas stuff on. That's just cut from a normal die, because obviously normal dies will cut felt, but they do cut beautifully with the steel raw ones. And then I added a little bit of ribbon so it could be hung up like a decoration. And if you had a small child, they could probably fit their hands in there, have a little pair of mittens. My hands are quite obviously too big to do that, but there you go. Also thought it'd be nice cut out of chipboard, and then using that as like a hard base for a project. This one is the flower cut out of cars. I've done a little bit of shaping there. I'm no expert, and layering up. So I think that's really pretty. It's very big. It's a big old flower though, so there's a limit to the projects that would go on, but I do like it. Obviously being fabric dies, I wanted to have a go with fabric. The issue with fabric and flower making that I have found so far is about shaping them, and how you would go about shaping them. So it looks a bit like a poinsettia here because of the colours. I've just used this fabric that I picked up in Hobbycraft the start of this year, really cheaply. It's beautiful fabric and a couple of beads in the middle just sewn on, but obviously it hasn't got the stability for you to shape it. You know, that wouldn't hold. That could iron it, that'd be a right faff, wouldn't it? I was wondering about trying it glued onto paper, so to give the paper to give it a bit of stability, but then you'd potentially see that on the back. Any other ideas for doing fabric? Well, the other idea I was thinking is doing that in wool felt, and if you heat it with steam you can sort of pull them apart and manipulate it. I used to do that when I was making hats, so maybe I'll have a go at that if I have the time. That's quite a time consuming thing to do, so I might have a go. Or of course I need to try it with the flower making foam as well. You get the iron out for that. So any other ideas for flowers, because I do love my flowers, do let me know if you have any other ideas on that, and I will, if I manage to get around to any of those ones, I will show you, of course. Then I popped into a cheap shop today, so it's just a local one, but it's kind of thing that you can pick up in lots of different cheap shops. So one of those like bargain sort of factory outlet places. And I got this drawer organizer, and I just thought, what is it, 30 times 7 centimeters, don't know what that is in imperial, that it would be good for washi tapes. Let's grab some washi tapes out. I have got them in my drawer already, but I thought they would be a bit more organised to stop them all falling over. So it's pretty good size, isn't it? It's got a bit of excess space. I could probably just shove a few extra ones down the side. So I've got 3 for a start to go on that, see what I think. In terms of other containers, I got some stackable canisters because I am forever having embellishments and needing to put embellishments away. This is a sign I shop too much, isn't it? I'm forever having embellishments. Just going to pull it apart. I don't know whether I will use some stacking. You get a good amount of space in there, sequins, whatever it might be. And I could just stack them up and have them on my desk, or put them away with my other embellishments. I will see. So first ones I showed you are £1.25 each I paid, and those were £1 for the 4. I imagine prices are going to vary depending on where you are. And then I got one of these. I've definitely seen these in other shops. Wham Studio. Probably can get it cheaper elsewhere. I paid £1.75. Actually, they look like the ones you can get in the range, don't they? I think I've seen these in the range. But I do like containers like this to store stuff like stamps and other bits and pieces in the craft room, and they're nice and sturdy, and most of my craft room is either white or kind of a tealy blue, so it's fitting in with the colour scheme, of course. Then I picked up some craft embellishments. This is just because I've been doing some scrapbooking recently, and if I get round to finishing off my New York album, I can use these, and I really ought to finish off my New York album and not just abandon it. So they were £1, so I got those ones. And then I got these ones, which I think are cute. The little kind of resin, I guess, frames for £1. The kind of things you see in the Range and Poundland as well. Do they stock this brand? I'm not sure, but I thought I'd pick that up. It's very pretty, quite ornate. So you could paint them, obviously, but you wouldn't want to use loads of paint, otherwise it would all get clumpy in there, or just use them as white. And then have little pictures behind it maybe, and that would look cute. So I just got a few because I thought that would be a bit of fun to have a go at. Yeah, so I just want to do that as a really quick haul, and I will be back soon and speak to you. Bye. Hi, I thought I'd come on and quickly just show you this box. So I picked this up on eBay. Someone was selling it off as a craft bundle, and when I bid on it I was kind of like, oh, that's probably a bit of a mistake. What do I need more crafty bundles of bits and pieces for? But I really like the box. It doesn't shut at the moment because I've gone and moved, you know, needs to be sorted out a bit, but it I'm going to take bits out and move it around because the box looks like a book. Looks like a book, but it's basically full. Oh, hello. I'll try and go through this fairly quickly, seeing if I can take you up a bit further, but it's just full of crafty bits and pieces. So there's a long reach punch, so you could get right in there on like a tag or something and punch out a heart. So I thought that'd be quite useful. And I quite like this tag punch as well. It's fairly small, but it's kind of cute. And a circle one is always useful as well. So those were the punches that came in. There was a few foam stamps. I don't use these kind of stamps very much at all anymore, so I might throw some of them away. But those ones I quite like. So I think they'd be nice. There's also that one. Not so sure about that one. And then there's this stamp. Actually, I wasn't too sure about it first. Then I realised they're little buttons, so that's quite cute. So I might either use that one or give that one away. We will see. Oh, there's another. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that one either. Some little bits for Christmas. Love these for Christmas crafting. I'm going to put that over this side to remind myself that that's a Christmas item. Lots of these little topper things. So I've got a whole range of them. As we can see, some of them being Merry Christmas, that need to go in the Christmas pile. There's some more Christmassy bits. These are quite cute, aren't they? Little wreaths. These ones, I've got some of these already, and I've never got around to using them. They're picked up in some other kind of sort of bundle. But yeah, so you put like a nice image behind, and it makes sort of an embellishment. So I need to actually get around to trying to use those, because I think that might be quite good fun. Other random Christmassy bits and bobs that can go in the Christmas section. That's some of these. They're quite cute, aren't they? Also has something that I could have a go at making. And these ones for a wedding. They're nice, aren't they? For a wedding card, that'd be lovely. These bits, don't know too much about these. They look like metal, don't they? Oh, they're open, so I can pull it out. So they are little metal words. Really like those, actually. They obviously came free with the magazine, but I never saw them. And I like those. They'd be really nice for scrapbooking. These are a bit different as well, aren't they? They're little metal prams. I do make baby cards. It comes up. Random tags and bits. These were interesting. College Elements die cut windows. Not quite sure how I would use those. Any ideas? Do let me know. Or little random bits and bobs. Various papers. Let's see if there's anything else before we do the various papers. So a whole bundle of die cut shapes and things. They can come in handy. Some more bits for Christmas. Some other little bits and bobs. Bit less tape. Probably won't keep that. And then there's things like there's vellum in here. Vellum's quite useful actually, because you end up buying a whole big pack, and it's not always that easy to get hold of. That's Christmas. And then some different kinds of papers. They're going to be Christmas as well, aren't they? Some papers that I'm not that interested in. Is that Christmas? We'll stick it in Christmas for now. That's Christmas. I just put the vellum separately. I do like sort of stamping and embossing on vellum. And then die cutting. I think it looks really nice. So some of them be quite interesting, like kind of vintagey looking. That's quite an interesting paper. And there's that one as well. So yeah, quite like those. Might incorporate them in some kind of project. Some of them just, they're not really my style, so I probably won't keep those. And they're kind of interesting little bits. Another bit of vellum in yellow, that'd be useful. Some little bits, make that one Christmas, I think. Some other sort of sparkly bits there. Maybe that would be nice die cut. That's got really interesting texture. I'll put that into Christmas, I think. Lots of glitzy bits and pieces. And is that another bit of vellum? Let's sort that one out. And then all these strips, which could be really useful for die cutting. So I might keep those, and they're a decent card as well. So I might